O.J. Simpson as Bane in The Dark Knight Rises would have been an improvement. That's all I'm going to say.
What a lovely
He is a football player. He would have been an amazing Bane. It would have been a Bane who's playing football. And then the field explodes, and he then uses like a jetpack or something to like fire off the field because he wouldn't fall.
And slit his wife's throat.
Yeah, he just wiped out.
Oh my god.
He has sex with the Jenners or whatever. I think that one of Kourtney Kardashian. She's O.J. Simpson's daughter. I think that's what I find.
No.
Oh yeah, that's the rumor.
No.
I mean,
It's
it might
bullshit.
Be bullshit. It might not be
that's
bullshit.
not true.
Donna's seen every episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I keep up with the Kardashians.
Oh, she keeps up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
She would know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they would keep that in there. What are you talking about? No, I'm serious. But come on, he could be.
And we're going to look at the birth of the myth. The birth. And that's in the 1990s in the television news, especially. But that also includes like soft news, hard news.
Tabloid news.
I mean, talk shows, morning shows, daytime shows, evening talk shows.
Hey, digs on shitty TV shows, too. They sometimes be popular shows. The OC's coming at you with some stupid shit.
Oh, my God.
Like, oh, my God. Can you imagine getting flamed by the OC?
I mean, Benjamin McKenzie, you're tossing your salad. Think about it.
No. Why? What is wrong with you?
Okay, well, Misha Barton tossing your salad. I don't know.
Why do they have to be tossing my salad?
Because the OC, that's what they do. They toss salads. Peter Gallagher tossing your salad.
That's Frasier.
Oh, that's right. Toss salad and scrambled eggs. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really thought I knew it. I'm just thinking about the OC and Benjamin McKenzie kissing my butt.
All right.
He's going to drug you.
David Hyde Pierce definitely did.
David Hyde Pierce is a freak.
John Mahoney's just like, shit. I don't want to see this shit.
David Hyde Pierce is the most flexible top you could ever meet. I've heard that. I want to see him in Hello, Dolly.
Is that what he's in right now?
I think he was in Hello, Dolly.
Oh. Is he going to do it again?
I thought I was making a joke, but actually it turns out I think he was in that on Broadway. What do you know?
Whoa.
That was just memory.
Teddy's knowledge of Broadway is
I didn't realize I knew about Broadway.
He knows a lot about a weird amount of stuff, but most of the stuff doesn't end up being relevant for anything.
Hey, Donna, look up how much Christmas toast costs.
Christmas toast?
Christmas toast.
Oh, like the toast
What is Christmas toast?
Christmas toast, you know.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
On it, like
It's
the Hello Kitty kind, or like what do you like? What
No, that's a Hello Kitty toast.
That's Hello Kitty toast. No, I want Christmas toast, Donna.
Oh, he's talking. I like how you hear Christmas toast, and so you think like, oh, a gift. Oh, Hello Kitty toast.
Who doesn't love
She
Hello
just thought
Kitty?
the wrong one.
That's not what anybody's saying.
Everything else
fine.
Christmas toast. It's got the maple.
32 perfect holiday toast. I don't know what Christmas toast is. Donna, what is it?
No, those are no.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Okay, like a toast, like for.
Oh wait, are you talking about like a Christmas toast?
Like,
No, not like a toast at a party with full of champagne. Absolutely, I'm talking about Christmas toast.
How to give a great
It's like
Christmas
French
toast?
but it's not French. It's from the North Pole. It can't.
How about 7 quotes for making a memorable Christmas toast? Can you get more specific?
Can you look at like a picture? It's got like it's the one with the reindeer.
Yeah, that's the okay.
What?
Yeah, there. Look. Okay,
It's the reindeer one right there.
Wait, what?
All their cute faces.
It's toast that's made to look like Christmas. Yeah.
What
I thought it was
is.
gonna be something fancy, and it's just
It's
some
not.
stupid
I
peanut
was
butter
like a
on
kid's
toast.
craft.
Donna makes me those.
Oh my god!
She makes
He
them
gets the
whenever I want
fancy peanut butter
one.
and jelly sandwiches.
Why didn't you just? Why couldn't you?
But
do
I like
that?
them fresh, Bobby. So she can only make me as many as I want at that time. She can't make them all ahead of time. I don't allow it. And I know that means a lot more dishes, but I really appreciate you acquiescing to my every wish and landed.
I mean, we don't. Yeah.
I love the reindeer Christmas
Donna,
toast.
I hate to see what's happened to you.
Donna, you should save a picture. Donna, go ahead and save a picture of that reindeer toast because that's
Yeah,
actually what it needs to look
okay.
like more. Yours
Great.
looks a little dumb.
Thanks, Ted.
Looks a little like it was made by a stupid person.
Okay. All right.
A
A little more amateur.
I'm just saying there's a
little
constructive
less,
criticism.
Like, finesse. Like, okay, I got it.
A little more finesse. I can tell someone has been rereading the book.
Working on my vocabulary.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I gotta do something, right?
You can't spell help without hug.
BetterHelp.com
BetterHelp.com.
for both of you.
I am the BetterHelp.
Please sponsor us because actually they could use the first of it.
BetterHelp, sponsor us.
Everyone can use BetterHelp.
Everybody should be sponsoring us.
Everyone.
That's true. Yeah.
Everybody, if more sponsors sponsored us, less people would kill themselves.
That is a statement.
That's it.
So put your money where your mouth is, BetterHelp.
That's a disputable fact.
If you want to do the best help, you just need to give us your money, and less people in a butterfly effect action Kuchika way are gonna kill themselves. That is something that I've put out into the universe. You know, it's your move. It's your move, BetterHelp.
All right, Ted.
Did you ever see the alternate ending to that? The butterfly effect.
No.
It's what happens in the regular ending?
I don't know. He dies.
But how does he do it?
I don't remember.
Because he does it in some weird way. I don't remember what it is.
Man.
But the alternate ending is him going back to when his mom's giving birth to him. And then they're like looking on the X-ray and they're like, the baby. It's like he's wrapping the cord around his neck. Oh. And then it's like the baby kills itself.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
The original.
That's the last thing
Oh my God.
I tried to do that, though.
That's my earliest memory.
I mean, I was down with it. I had depression.
You were depressed.
When you were in the
I was
womb?
depressed the entire time I was in the womb.
Who diagnosed
That's
you?
why I was in the womb for 11 and a half months. I did not want to get
Why
out.
did you want to
Oh
leave?
my God.
Well, I hated it, and I had a VHS box set of The Critic in there.
In there?
In there.
In the womb.
John Lovitz.
I know what you're talking
He was a
about.
movie critic, Bobby.
The cartoon.
I loved that show.
Oh my God. Did you have the VHS box set?
Where's my Christmas
This
toast?
is off the rails.
I want my Christmas
my
toast before I answer any more
God.
questions or we do anything else with this episode. I swear to God.
You over at my house, not your place, okay?
The Critic was a great 90s.
Yell at your slave
I'm
wife
sorry.
when you're not here.
She's
okay?
not my slave, Bobby. That's
What is
disrespectful.
slave wife?
She's not allowed to talk to you.
She's 12%
unless
Native
you
American.
drop something and go, oh.
Well, that's
And then
true.
she comes into the room to pick it up. Even then, I'm sure she's not allowed to engage
Sometimes
you.
I didn't do
having
anything. There's
fun.
nothing broken, and I just say it. So she comes in, and I make her look for what is wrong, and there's nothing wrong, and then I just stare at her, and I'm like, yeah. And
And then it gets a little awkward.
it gets real It gets so awkward.
And he usually he'll fight to bring attention.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's something that we do. It's a way that people have fun. People play games.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
You
this
just don't
episode-
understand. It's fine.
All right, guys, this episode, we're going to be talking about the media. The 90s stuff.
The media is
We're gonna
like
have
the
some
town
fun
crier.
commercials in there. It's going to be, and we're going to focus on 2 talk shows that recently appeared online. One because of Cotton Star and one because of the Ramsey case.
Oh,
so
there are
we're
talk
gonna
shows
look
like that on TV.
Yeah. We got a Charlie Rose and Louisa one.
Ooh, Charlie Rose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Charlie Rose, his reputation's like a rose. He's never done anything wrong, right?
That's not true at all.
Oh, that's
Isn't he
too
a
bad.
predator?
I think he is a predator, Donna. I mean,
All right.
Let's take Donna to Charlie Rose's house and find out.
Yeah, that'll be next season. All right. Well, hey, I'm Bobby Pavlovsky.
I'm Teddy Ronald Reagan, not Charlie Rose Dismecchia.
And this is
JonBenet.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry. I
Jesus
forgot.
fucking
I'm sorry.
Teddy.
I'm sorry. I was thinking
right,
about I was thinking about my Christmas toast, which I still didn't get. And that's the ridiculous.
You'll get it when we do the opening.
Donna,
all
do you
right?
even have Christmas toast ingredients? Do you even have powdered sugar?
No, I'll
Oh,
figure
wow.
my house.
Okay.
it out.
You make it when you
Okay.
get home. You guys
Yeah.
aren't doing this here.
No, okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make Christmas toast and then we'll come back.
yeah.
We'll do this. We'll do the intro. We'll do the intro. I'm so sorry, buddy. Episode 17. Episode 17, Bobby.
Episode 17, Teddy.
I mean, my God, 17 is a lucky number.
Yep.
In,
Is that a lucky
in French,
number?
in French Catholicism.
Catholicism? Is
Well,
that
Catholicism. French frog. Some frogs are Catholic.
French clothes.
And there's frogs that build monasteries, and they're Catholic frogs, and they would always say okay, it was a tradition. All right, well, they loved the number 17 because it was just a holy number. A
good number.
You
So
fucking done.
yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, I'm Bobby Pavlovsky.
I'm Teddy Ronald, maybe Charlie Rose Dismecchia.
And this is
JonBenet today.
You work with Pepsi for a long time. Between you and me, how much Pepsi do you think you drink on an average day?
I really do like Pepsi.
Really? What's your favorite
really
kind?
Do. My favorite kind of Pepsi? Pepsi's Pepsi.
Well, you don't drink Diet Pepsi or
No,
Pepsi
just
Vanilla or Orange Pepsi or-
regular Pepsi.
I'm wondering, did Justin see the movie already? And what did he think of it?
Yes, he saw it and he liked it.
And wasn't he a bit jealous seeing you kissing with another boy?
No, it's just a movie. It's pretend. You're an adult, you should know that.
Why did you let everybody know that you're still a virgin? Culture, marketing, religion?
Huh? Why did I let everyone know? Well, because they asked me the question. And then from, my experience, that's what I told them. That's why.
Any regrets?
No regrets.
Have you ever licked a battery?
licked a battery.
She's like the battery. She's like batteries, but she didn't want to say it. Some people say it tastes like battery.
We're talking about the taste of battery.
We're talking about licking battery. I like battery all the time. Donna, sometimes she licks a battery. Yeah. Hey-ho.
So that was part of the Britney Spears intro that we just wanted to highlight. Just how kind of it's a different time. We went through a lot of the clips
Yeah.
And stuff that we're going to show for today. And like 90s television, I miss it.
It was
there's
Wild Wild
nothing
West.
Like it. There's nothing. There's no shame. There's no respect.
No.
You have no privacy.
In the real Wild Wild West, everyone was having sex with everybody. Men with men, women women, women men, men women. Everybody. Group sex all the time in the Wild West.
I don't think you said that. But.
Well, I'm just saying, in the fact like this was like comparable. Like it was a truly wild time then, and then it was a really truly Wild West kind of time in talk show, radio, and interviews and celebrity culture in the 1990s. That's right.
Absolutely.
It was bizarre. And today, nowadays, it's a little different. It's a much more like public relations, like kind of controlled. Even controversies, it's like, is it a real controversy or is it being generated to get hits, to get views, clicks, and baits?
And that's the thing is back then it was different. Because it's the thing of they didn't have replays. I mean, they had replays, but it was the thing of you had to be there or not. And it's the thing of they had to be so outrageous that you wouldn't change the channel.
We didn't have cameras everywhere. You weren't seeing celebrities all the time. And so and especially like during an interview where they're like promoting something, which I have to do a congratulations. Like, and especially pop stars and girls like Britney Spears, they know that they're gonna be asked dumb questions or questions they hear all the time. But then there's a question sometimes where it's like, what? Because it's truly like outrageous.
Absolutely. And we were watching the Rosie O'Donnell show, which we'll have that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, love the Rosie O'Donnell show.
Me and Teddy were watching Rosie. That. And
she was my first sexual awakening.
She had there was an episode
maybe my third
that had Pamela Anderson.
You know, love watching you work.
What the crazy crap is going on around here?
You remember the owl, my first and second husband?
Still playing dress up, I see.
That's what you consider an errand, going to visit your ex-husband? No wonder you were married 4 times.
Please welcome back to the show, Pamela Anderson Lee. All right, how are you? Let's get it out of the way right away. I'm codependent. I'm worried. Tommy, he kicks you. He goes to prison, as kickers should.
They should.
Kickers.
Absolutely.
Then you guys broke up, and I talked to you, and you were like sad, but it was okay.
It's a sensitive subject. I know.
Now I'm watching TV, and you're back together. Just explain so I don't.
Pushy.
Very
Jesus
pushy.
Christ.
Pushy more than Pam's push-up bra.
She had a wealth of material to bring up off that clip alone of that VIP show. Because what the fuck was that? What the Chrissy Christ is going on here?
I know, right? Bad, they just breeze past it, I feel.
Nah, fuck that. My first and second husband. That shit is funny.
That was hilarious. That was very funny.
And I don't think that was trying to be funny. And that's 90s television.
90s television was so good like that. They call it camp.
No, it was just, it was just bad. It's camp, yeah.
It's campy, it's bad, it's so good, it's bad. It's so bad, it's so good.
It's just, they're like blurring, but what's ironic anymore? They're like, there's nothing ironic anymore. It's just camp.
Yeah. It's just like when, that first time you take that first bite of sun chicken. It's like, oh, God, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. And then a split second later.
Can you wait till June? Come on, I ask you.
Bobby, what am I supposed to do?
You live with Donna now. I don't know. You can't just use it. You don't got a George Foreman for Teddy to use?
Donna, well, first she's got to make me some Christmas toast before I'm going to let her tell her how to make my sun chicken.
I know, I'm going to run out.
And what I loved about this episode was like, right from the very beginning, they were like.
So he kicks you.
So he kicks you.
It's domestic violence.
But she brought him back and he brought her back or something like that. They were back together. That's what the weird part.
Together. But also, why are you asking somebody this on a talk show? Like,
Rosie
O'Donnell for people that don't know.
And
Rosie O'Donnell for people that don't know. This was like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Oh yeah,
every day. And
so she may have been drunk.
Rosie O'Donnell was
She may have been drunk.
I don't think it was live, but yeah.
But she may have been drunk.
It wasn't live. They recorded at 10 a.m. They recorded at 10 or 11 a.m. in New York, and then it depended on your syndicated market. And I love Rosie O'Donnell. I told you my 9/11 was Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, God.
I told you about that.
Well, they didn't.
Donna, you know that. Don't you know that story? Well, on September 11th, I was supposed to get digital cable, and I was supposed to watch Rosie O'Donnell, but then everything was preempted because of the 9/11 September attacks. And I was so mad. And it was horrible. I didn't get to watch it.
I love that the first thing you were going to do with digital cable. The first thing that you were going to do with digital cable is watch Rosie O'Donnell.
I was going to watch Rosie O'Donnell. I had access to hundreds of channels for the first time in my life, and the damn cable was installed on September 11th, and there was nothing to watch. It was a tragedy, a national tragedy.
Yeah,
they sing songs.
It really wasn't.
Toby Keith made a song about my tragedy. Rest in peace, Toby Keith.
So this episode, we're going to be focusing on the 90s stuff, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And that was just like a little taste of just kind of how it was. It was a different time. People were very rude.
People very rude.
They'd
People
ask
very
you
forward.
anything.
People, yeah. They saw people like pieces of meat, like uncooked chicken,
and like
hidden
Like
from the
the
sun.
TV's still
chicken.
bad now. It's just different bad.
Television like this in the 90s was like fried chicken, where you're like, oh my God, I know fried chicken, eating fried foods, it's not good for me. Television like this today is more like bland, like microwave meals where it's all packaged, it's all standardized, it's all sanitized, and it's unseasoned, and it's watery, and it's not flavorful. And it's just like, oh my God, like, so it's like even when they try to take the things that they discovered people loved because it was like a Roman Colosseum in the 1990s of just people being thrown and fed to the lions. I mean, even Bob Walters would say things to Britney Spears. Not to even today. If anybody's sitting down for an interview, or celebrities for an interview, or if there's anything in terms of just like blah blah, blah, it's all like negotiated and hashed out, and is much more
given to them before.
Given to them, and
won't interview.
Yeah,
until
back
they
in the
have
day,
questions.
I mean, you would have those people. There was a whole different kind of thing where it's like the PR people and the managers and the agencies, they have more of a sway,
right? And then again, the Ramseys here in this case, they jumped in first. You know,
what do you mean by that?
1 week after the murder, they were the ones that went to CNN. And before talking to the police, really, at length at least, they basically proclaimed their innocence live on CNN.
You believe it's someone outside your home?
There is a killer on the
Absolutely.
loose. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's a he or a she. But if I were a resident of Boulder, I will tell my friends to keep your babies close to you. There's someone out there.
Gotta control the narrative.
Exactly.
They
so
did.
They tried to get ahead of it right off the bat. So otherwise, I would feel kind of bad for the family if this was a thing where, just their daughter was murdered and they, quietly didn't cooperate with the police. It'd be a lot different where it'd be hard to, criticize the family publicly.
It'd be hard, yeah.
It'd be hard to do a podcast like this. But they use the media game first, and they continue to use it, and we'll talk about that throughout this episode. But what I really want to show in this episode, and I was very surprised about, because I was a little bit younger and didn't really understand the case as much, the media coverage on daytime and nighttime television that we're going to show here, Charlie Rose thing and the Leeza thing, they're very against the Ramseys.
Very against the Ramseys.
I thought they did a better job. I mean, they've done a much better job now, in that nobody really touches that anymore in the media. But back then, they were very much going after it.
So what I'm hearing you say is that like nowadays the Ramseys have much more power and say and sway over anything that involves their name being like put out in like the public domain or in the public realm. Like if they do an interview with somebody, it's gonna be mainly like a puff piece like we saw with 60 Minutes.
Exactly.
But back in the day, even though that they were the first ones to kind of like put themselves out there because they wanted to kind of like in public relations, it's often if you're the first person to break something, they call it anchoring, where everybody then judges that story and its lifespan based off of where it began.
Right. That's why everybody hates that Reuters guy.
Everybody hates him. I can't fucking stand. Paul Reuters, he's not funny.
No, and he just gives the worst news and like first.
Wait, are you talking about Paul Rubin?
No.
Oh my God,
whatever his name is.
The root is the articles.
Ruda Beta goes King.
Yeah, the guy that writes the articles.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, him. That guy. Yeah. There's Mother
Basically
Goose and
like
there's
the guy
Paul
on YouTube
Reuters.
that's like first comment.
I mean, back then, like
Mm-hmm.
we were chained to the TVs.
Yeah, well,
that was the only option.
And we've talked about in a different episode how it was really, when this Ramsey case happened, it was like the birth of the 24-hour news cycle.
It was.
Because the O.J. Simpson thing had happened, so it's like they needed to be covering stuff at all times, and it's like daytime, talk time,
and now
daytime, nighttime,
And see, like nowadays, things are, especially in news, are ruled by like clickbait and clicks and views and just people seeing the headline and clicking the thing, and that's satisfying some kind of quotient for some sort of AdSense, whatever the fuck. But like the actual content or actually like the approach. So more people than ever before are pretty much writing press releases all the time. But back in that day, success was rated off of ratings. And when people would watch a TV show, how many millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people were tuning into that show?
And when they tuned out.
And when they tuned out, and what age were they, and what demographic, and there were coveted demographics. And that the more people you got in those demographics, let's say it's like the Warner Brothers show Friends, rest in peace Matthew Perry, okay? That episode where Joey Tribbiani pegged himself and then had to go to a doctor, that was one of the highest 7-season finales. I remember that.
Well, what you're saying, and like they still do it with like today, if you watch the first 48, it's kind of fucking annoying because every single time it goes to the faux commercial break, like if you watch it on streaming, it'll be like, go to a break. Once it comes back, the guy spends the entire time re-summarizing every single commercial. When it comes back, it's like, the detectives, they found the body. Like, and then it's like they go back up there and it's like, oh,
they used to have to do that. It's just like when we refresh things and remind things of you guys, because sometimes it's been a long time. But in that day and age, it was like after 4 minutes of commercials, and they just kept doing commercial blocks, but they were selling the minutes for those commercial blocks to advertisers, and they could charge more when they got higher ratings, especially in certain coveted demographics that the advertising agencies and places wanted. And so
who to market to.
So anything that was then in that game, in that kind of field, competing with other things. So talk shows, for example, we got Sally Jesse Raphael, we got Oprah, we got Matlock, what were the other ones? We had Maury
Williams.
So many. And they were all competing for ratings. And basically, to help ensure that you could get as much of a rating share as possible, you're going to talk about things that are popular with people. And you're going to also ask questions that are popular amongst people. And what I'm interested to see is how this Ramsey scandal was handled by these ratings-driven talk show news programs during the wild, wild west of the 90s.
And before to set up the first one, before we get into it, we want to say that like the Charlie Rose one is going to be, it's going to be an interview with Vanity Fair, the person that's Vanity Fair writer, who wrote basically the first really big article about JonBenet. We'll put the picture of that cover up. Nicole Kidman's on there.
Vanity Fair, that was the Mirror Near movie starring Kirsten Dunst in 2006.
Right, and they were the first one to publish the ransom note in its entirety.
Oh my God.
Because they had a little leak that she gets asked about, that we'll talk about that, but she doesn't reveal.
Oh my God. So the ransom note wasn't even found. It wasn't revealed by the cops. It wasn't revealed by the Ramseys. It was revealed by an article in Vanity Fair over a year later.
Alex Hunter, she'll talk about that there too. Alex Hunter over time slowly reveals bits and pieces of it. Is that your stomach? Did I say your stomach grumble?
No, not my stomach. I'm really hungry. But Donna needs to go. Donna. Remember that money you were gonna give me? You were gonna let me borrow it earlier? Oh my God. Go ahead and keep that. I need you to go get Christmas toast, please. I don't want to. I'm gonna have explosive diarrhea. Donna, please.
All right.
Donna, thank you.
Right.
Get out of here, please.
All right.
Bobby, don't interview.
Teddy,
do you want some Christmas toast?
No.
Make sure there's enough for Teddy, for Bobby too.
The usual topping?
Teddy and Bobby.
So
The usual
yes, the usual topping, Donna.
This is disgusting.
Okay. All right, fine. I'll be back.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. We can go ahead and we can just keep
We're
going.
gonna play some 90s commercials in between too that are just great. These are real commercials.
Oh yeah.
Imagine a world where you could do anything and leave old, inefficient ways of doing business behind. With new ways to find and share information, AT&T can streamline the way you do business, so there's no limit to what you can do.
The current issue of Vanity Fair magazine features a tell-all article about the case, which includes the ransom note in its entirety and bold implications as to the guilt or innocence of John and Patsy Ramsey. Now, for a conversation about the article in Vanity Fair and the recent allegations surrounding it, joining me, the author, journalist, and Louise Bardach, and in Washington, former FBI profiler Greg McCrary. I am pleased to have both of them here and to talk about this extraordinary case.
I mean, how does this one child magnetize the entire country? You know, myself and Graydon Carter were just saying, you know, is there ever going to be a solution to this case? And it was really the lack of information and basically what has been going on for most of these months is what we call, you know, press release journalism and just a dearth of information.
I got thousands of questions.
Okay.
Let me start with the notion of what's gotten a lot of publicity, a lot of attention, the ransom note.
Yes.
How did that come to public attention, A, and what did it say? B, and C, what's new about what we know?
Well, what's new in this issue of Vanity Fair was the very first time that the ransom note is published in full. We've been getting little morsels and bits of it. The district attorney has released this line or that line. And what we see for the first time in this issue is the extent of this note. And in fact, this is an extraordinary document. It's 3 pages long. It rambles on and on. It is clearly amateurish and adolescent. But, you know, ransom notes are typically very brief. They're, you know, to the point. I have your child, give me the money.
Right.
They don't ramble on.
Right.
So clearly somebody spent a considerable amount of time hanging out in the kitchen, writing and composing a ransom note right after killing this child.
How did you get it?
Well, that's the $64,000 question.
It certainly is.
And everybody's asking me it, and I'm very distressed because there's an investigation going on in Colorado to try to find the source.
Because the prosecutor's not thrilled that it's been released. Is that
No,
correct to say or not?
They're up in arms, and
Right.
there's an internal affairs investigation going on, I am told, to try to find this. And it's disturbing to me because there has been a steady stream of leaks, but if the leaks come from either the district attorney's office, where they usually do, well, then that's okay, or from the Ramsey family. But if they're suspected to come from possibly the police department, well, then the Ramsey family wants a criminal investigation in it.
Wow. And Bardach.
I almost just choked on the chips I'm eating. And Bardach, she is an incredible, accomplished journalist.
That was really good. She got the fucking ransom note.
By the way,
the leak was Steve Thomas.
It was Steve Thomas.
That's what Linda Arndt suggests later on.
Oh. And Linda Arndt, she likes Steve Thomas.
She did not.
Linda Arndt doesn't like Steve Thomas.
No, she said that
it's like Game of Thrones. It's
and
Game
another
of
like throwing
Boulder,
shade,
Colorado.
and where she was very much hinting at Steve Thomas. She very much, I guess, had said the report that some people were thinking about writing a book about this within the first week of the case. And it's very much alluded that she was talking about Steve Thomas.
Oh my God. Handsome Steve Thomas, lead detective for the Boulder Police Department, trying to solve this case, resigned shortly after the FBI leaves because the DA doesn't want to wrong you. But Vanity Fair, this is Linda Bardach. She was the one who got her hands on the ransom letter in its entirety, 3 whole pages, amateurly written, adolescently scribbled, different handwritings. So it makes me wonder, like, if it's adolescent, could it have been Burke? Could have Burke written that? I mean, I think everything my eyes have shown me and the stuff, it looks like Patsy's handwriting.
Well,
but,
you don't need her to say that, but yeah, just going off the Burke episode we just did.
Yeah, I had to think for a second, but you know what? I don't think it was. But it does speak to how, like, this is not as sophisticated as the evil, simple people who control the narrative keep wanting to tell us. That is an amateurishly written ransom letter. It is the longest one that just rambles like it was someone just writing in the kitchen, right next to where the pad was found, that had even the first draft still attached on it. Simple people. Right. Simple people. Not master Machiavellian, but simple people who managed to be in a position where they were trying to then, trying to just,
I mean, not trying, they did it.
I mean, they did it until they died. Or but
don't eat.
Oh, I forgot. I wanted to eat a chip, Bobby. All right, but this lady, that's impressive. Now, Charlie Rose, everybody should know, Charlie Rose is no longer on television because he likes to like grope women or something like that. Remember, he had a Me Too thing.
That's right. My sister was upset about that. She's
Yeah.
like, Charlie Rose.
I mean, that's a guy who's definitely gonna blow a raspberry on your pussy.
But obviously I can't, reveal the sources who provided this to me, but clearly they came to me out of complete and utter desperation over why after 9 months there have been no arrests or prosecutions.
Before I go to Mr. McCrary, what are the implications of this ransom note? What do you think is implied by it?
What it tells me is that that this was it's a bogus note, that this was never a real kidnapping, that this is a cover-up.
And the note was turned over by the Ramseys, was it not?
It was found there.
Right.
Patsy Ramsey reported on that morning that, well, she had actually 2 versions which are outlined in the story. She told police initially, according to police reports, the first time she said she went in to her daughter's room, found her not present, and ran down to the kitchen, and on the back spiral stairs found the ransom note laid out, all 3 pages. Later she said that, in fact, she went down to make coffee at 5:30 and stumbled on the ransom note and then ran upstairs and found her child missing. That discrepancy has gotten a bit of attention. That's according to the police report.
Right.
But yeah, this lady's right also, where if Patsy was saying that she first went to JonBenet's room, which is what I hear most of the time. But then it's like, have I heard at one point that Patsy went downstairs to get coffee because she wanted to get a start on her day?
Narrative is.
That's the official narrative?
That's the official thing.
Oh, my God.
It's the other one that you don't hear.
Oh, my God.
McCrary, I want you to speak, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Sure.
I want you to speak to two things. Number one is the ransom note and what you know about that. And secondly, the phone call you had about joining this investigation.
Yes, and I'll take them in that order. Okay. The note, the first thing that's striking about the note is that it even exists. We have over 25,000 homicides a year in the United States. Very few involve a bogus ransom note or demand note, so it's unusual in that it even exists. The content of the note itself, very respectful. It's Mr. Ramsey, we respect your business, and so forth. Very respectful and deferential to Mr. Ramsey. Certainly the figure, the $118,000 figure, is an oddball figure. Kidnap for ransoms are usually big, fat, round numbers, millions of dollars asked. And then the tone is one that lacks criminal sophistication, although the writer's articulate, well-spoken. There's good sentence structure, grammar, syntax, all that. Vocabulary all indicates a well-educated offender. This is not anyone crazy or irrational or mentally disordered. But it's staging, and staging is the alteration of the crime scene. The purpose of the note is to mislead investigators, and the reason offenders stage crime scenes is because without it, they're the primary suspect, so they have to come up with a false motive to try and mislead investigators, and that really is what this note means.
Your involvement in this, the phone call or the message you received?
I was called early in January from a private investigator working for an attorney for the Ramseys, and they wanted to hire me to work with the Ramsey team. To construct a profile, do a crime analysis, and so forth. I declined that offer, and I did that for two reasons, basically. One, to construct a profile, I would have needed access to all the investigative material, none of which would have been available to me working with the attorneys that wanted to hire me. And second, my experience and what I know about child homicides. First of all, we know there's a 12-to-1 probability that when we have a child murder that is done by a family member or a caregiver or someone close to the child, only 1 in 12 is committed by a stranger. And then when we overlay the facts, even as I knew them early on, that the murder occurred in the house, everything seemed to have occurred in the house. The note was in the house. The note was written on a pad from the house. Everything was in the house. And my instinct told me that the killer is going to be in the house or someone very, very close to the child. So I didn't want to get in a position where I was in the camp of a killer and somehow inadvertently defending a child.
Greg McCrary.
Major fucking burn.
Yeah, and also, again, another stick at the John Douglas for taking it. Like,
yeah, John Douglas, Mindhunter.
There's the reveal right there, like, hey, you didn't have access to everything. Just
you better
4
search
hours.
your soul, Mindhunter. McCrary, damn.
Yeah. That's so yeah, he didn't take the job.
Child killer, he said.
Yeah, and the ransom note analysis that he gave is good too. I love that because the fact that it even exists is the weirdest part about it.
And it's like, and it's clearly, I mean, it is a distraction, like he said, like this expert says. And this expert that the Ramseys wanted to work with, who declined them. He's like, you know, like, let's not get it twisted. If I don't want someone who said, like, if in an alternate universe this guy decided to work with the Ramseys, they'd be like, oh, Ben McCrary, blah, blah, like, you're gonna go against what he said? No, this is how it fucking works. Right. They keep hunting until they find someone they can buy.
And they got the, and look at that. But
they had 2 planes, people,
like,
and a movie theater room.
I bet they wanted to go cheap with him, but then it's like, all right, I guess we'll shell out the money for the book guy that Patsy likes.
And thank God they damn.
For anybody who doesn't know this case, just sort of skip through the operative facts about this.
This is a case that's, you know, grabbed headlines like the Lindbergh case. It's a beautiful young child, and it's a child that in fact was a beauty pageant winner that since the age of 4 has been in numerous beauty pageants and was destined to go all the way to Miss America, whose mother was in fact Miss West Virginia, whose aunt was Miss West Virginia, and both of whom competed in the Miss America.
Which you could see in the Patsy Ramsey story episode.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talked about this in a honestly more entertaining manner, but I still appreciate that she's helping people like Charlie Rose figure this out. And JonBenet, they were playing with clips of JonBenet, like doing a little, like a cowboy, like little sort of thing. And, gosh, she just is not a very good dancer. I'm sorry.
The only other piece of information we have that's absolutely hard, which is revealed in this story also, is that a neighbor in the back actually heard a scream shortly after midnight.
Oh my God.
So that's actually been known, yeah. But that neighbor has recanted it.
They recanted it.
They said it could have been a dream, like a really bad energy. They've literally changed it to it could just be bad energy. So whether that's the Ramsey family influence on the neighborhood and keeping quiet for somebody that already initially, or they really did just hear a scream in a dream kind of thing.
God, so many screams and dreams in this thing.
And if I might make one other point as well, when Ann was talking about this idea that some of the, apparently the district attorneys believe that the Ramseys couldn't have done it because they're good Christians, they're nice people, and so forth. This is the wrong way to go about an investigation. And this is a trap that people fall into sometimes. We want child killers, especially child killers, a heinous crime, to be different than you and I. And we're not comfortable when they are like us. We want them to have a hunchback and drool one eye in the center of their forehead and drag a leg behind them when they walk and all that. The reality is, though, that murders and child murders are committed by people who are otherwise very nice people.
Wow. Was he just describing me with my hunchback and my drills? Oh, wow.
That was very well put, Greg.
Very well put, Mr. Greg McCrary. Just intelligent. And you never hear sentences like that coming out of the Ramseys' mouths or the Paula Poundstone. I'm sorry, Paula Woodward. Right. Paula Poundstone was the lady who was sexually assaulted a child. Paula Woodward, she did that.
Put a pin in that.
Yeah. Paula Poundstone, she went to jail.
Put a pin in that.
Oh, my God. She was in that show to tell the truth.
No, goddamn.
With John Hurley, I'm just saying.
I don't care.
I'm just saying. Anyway. But like these people, and she kept going and talking, but they're saying more than what you hear. There's more substance. There's more facts. There's more of an eye on like this. The sentence is gonna has a purpose rather than just rambling and filling up time like John Ramsey does when he's just going like, and we really want it.
I think it speaks also to a lot of the people that I see on like Reddit and stuff like that who are they're like, I just don't understand how you as a parent could do that to your child, which is why they don't think they did it. And so it's the thing, if that's the thing, people don't want to think that they could do this, or like they don't want to see somebody that's like them.
Oh, it's like even just like and Ann was saying it's like everybody says that they don't think it's premeditated. It's like I don't think necessarily that. I don't think anybody was going like, oh, let's kill JonBenet on Christmas night. I think it was that there was an accident.
Absolutely.
Maybe, and if they're saying that there was someone screaming, or someone heard screaming shortly after midnight, which we talked about it. But it's just like one of those things where I'm just like, it sounds like the truest crime of it all isn't that there was an accident, but that there's a cover up, because that's where these people are putting themselves in front of what she deserved. And that's what when people maybe don't take the time of the day to critically think, or who keep peddling the same fucking lines that maybe the Ramseys want you to talk about.
Right. And it's all signs point to a cover up.
Then you gotta recognize that you become part of the cover up, and you're
complicit.
You're complicit in killing JonBenet, and that I mean from the bottom of my fucking feet.
Email us your address. We're gonna send you something.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and send you something. We're
not gonna personally pay every single person a visit.
Yeah. And I promise it's not going to be a bag of poop.
Could be. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick couple seconds here, not to smoke a bowl. That won't be on the air. And we're going to come back. When we come back, we're going to have we're going to look at Leeza, a really cool special from Leeza.
Leeza Gibbons.
That's right before the Ramseys. We're going to go on the grand jury trial. It's a pretty fascinating. This is what you just had, Leeza, though.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Now, Liza, she'll throw something at you.
Yeah, right.
All right, we'll be right back.
Chocolate.
Milk? Introducing Jell-O Stir and Snack Pudding.
Chocolate.
A whole new way to snack.
Good. Chocolate.
Don't worry, I'm making you a cup of the smooth stuff. Stir.
I need a snack. Jell-O pudding. My own cup of rich creaminess.
New Jell-O Stir and Snack. Now you can have pudding 1 cup at a time.
You got any vanilla?
I can do that.
If you can stir, you can snack.
What?
You can stir it, you can snack. That's creepy. If you can stir it, you can snack.
You got any vanilla? Bill Cosby, you rapist? Like, that is so disgusting in like a Jeffrey Epstein, like, pedophilia kind of way. Ew, because it's also like pudding. You know, they always say like stir the pudding. You know?
Well, yeah, and that's also he stirred drugs into women's drinks. So the phrase at the end, if you can stir it, you can stick it.
Oh my God!
That was the 90s, baby.
I mean, that was how they
Oh
sold
my God! I didn't
Jell-O.
think about it. If you can stir it, you can stick it.
Yeah, you can
That's
stick
what he
it.
says. Snack it, snack it, snack it. Either way,
snack it.
If you can stir it, you can snack it.
I don't like any of it.
I know. It's one thing. I mean, it made
bad.
Jell-O look delicious, but it also harbored like violent sexual tendencies. Like, you know what I mean? It implicitly, and maybe even on like what do they call it when it's a subliminal message? And, you know,
That.
subliminal messages are all nice. Everybody should look for a subliminal message. I've been subliminal all this time. Let you know that like you know, sometimes I like to hurt people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Teddy keeps Robert Dursting it. He keeps taking the mic into the bathroom, but it was like there's no cord on it, and he just keeps taking it in there. But you can hear him muttering to himself inside the bathroom.
Thank you, Bobby, for
He's like,
editing that out.
What did I do, Teddy?
Yeah, Bobby gets
What'd I
most
do?
of it. Bobby makes sure most of it doesn't get on the podcast.
Pissed all over the floor, of course. Apparently,
That wasn't me.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
someone else peeing in there, Bobby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Donna, you peeing this sitting down? I'm assuming,
I'm
right?
civilized. I can pee in a toilet without getting on the floor.
Wow, that's weird. So yeah, I don't think it's normally common for women to piss all over the floor.
Pissing isn't the problem for her. It's that she farts every other
well,
second.
No, pissing's a problem here because it's piss all over my floor.
Yeah, what about that, Donna?
No,
what are you
that's-
talking to me for?
That's what we're asking you the questions.
That's not me.
It's like a 1990s expose.
No.
Where we're asking the hard-hitting questions.
No, I know
and
the
you
answer.
can't be
You're
mad
pissing on
that
my
we're
floor.
hitting you a little too hard. We'll hit you harder.
Teddy, just pay closer attention next time.
He's pissing on the floor and muttering to
Put one of
himself
those
about
games
killing people.
in it, like when you're teaching like the
No!
boys how to
I'm not gonna give him a game to piss standing up. He's gonna get it everywhere, even worse.
Give me a bowling alley that's got those
No,
inflatable
give yourself
things
a
on the side.
hemorrhoid and sit down.
I'm not giving myself no more hemorrhoids. Not
Everybody I
having
know
a
that's
last
had a
hemorrhoid.
hemorrhoid, like, or everybody that like pees sitting down and know it's a guy. It's a thing. It's like if you had a hemorrhoid, they're always yes. And it's like, oh, so it's just a thing where once you get hemorrhoids, apparently you just start pissing sitting down.
Oh my God.
Well, the one time I had a hemorrhoid, like I just would bounce on it, like I was on like a medicine ball.
I was gonna say like
That
one
is
of those,
so
like,
upsetting to
writing
picture.
things.
It was like
Does
something
it-
I
Bowl,
could.
like
Doesn't
the
it
writing
hurt?
bowl
It
with
was
the
it was
bud.
it was so painful. It changed my personality forever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Can't imagine what you were like before.
But you know what I like now? I like cheese and crackers. And Donna, I want you to give me that cheese and cracker. Yeah.
Yes, apparently they didn't have holiday toast, so Donna settled with just cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
We made it work.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
This is what I really wanted. And that's why I'm glad that she goes and does it when she says she's
I'm
going to
good
do
with
it.
food. I read your mind.
I'm surprised he didn't, because he didn't get him what he wanted, but now he likes it.
But now, like, he likes this even better.
It's not like my mind's that hard to
Isn't
read.
this what you wanted the whole time, Teddy?
It is.
See, that's how it works.
Thank
You
you,
guys are
Donna.
disgusting. You guys are
Donna, this tastes well good, Donna.
Oh, no. Oh. All right, you guys' mics are getting turned off.
Going on, what are we watching next?
All right, so now we're gonna move on to daytime TV. We got the Leeza special that are gonna feature appearances from, if you watch our radio play, Pamela Paugh, which is Patsy's sister.
Pam Paugh gonna be in it?
Well, her voice is. She's on the phone.
Well, she's always on the phone. She was on the phone.
But she stays on the phone for a really long time. And also, she sounds a lot like Patsy. And then we also got Linda McClean.
Linda McClean.
Coach McClean. She wasn't really a coach, but she was the one that helped Patsy with all the pageants and shit.
She introduced
Wrote the
Patsy
book.
to woman-on-woman love.
But again, this is going to be another really good example of just how ruthless they were back then.
Oh, yeah.
They also got the guy that's like one of the editors of the Inquirer, who's one of the more reasonable people on the show.
Is he?
Yeah. And then like somebody that used to work for the Ramseys, and then some lawyer shill who's she's fascinating. But all right, let's get
Some
started.
tertiary character from fucking Boston Legal. All right, I'm excited. Let's watch it.
Inquirer has been talking about the latest clues and developments in this case. And Pam, I asked you how your sister felt about the coverage. You have some strong feelings about Mike Walker, do you not?
Well, certainly not personally. I've never met the gentleman, but I would like to make a blanket statement about really all of the coverage that has happened. And that would be that I find it hard to believe that reputable journalists who are professionally trained and schooled in this country fail to find critical and substantive facts in this case and report on that. Instead, what I know to be true is so oftentimes a piece or a corner of the table is pulled off and then an entire story woven around that, and the facts are just not true.
Well, the 911 call being digitally enhanced has been verified.
Well, That I cannot speak to. I was not there, but neither was the gentleman from the National Enquirer.
Oh, well, that's... Don't bet on it.
Pam. Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds so much like Patsy. You'd think they was conjoined twins or something, conjoined in the waist or something.
And she's just calling into Leeza, like, does Patsy know? Because it's fun to imagine that she just walks in the room and is like, Pam, what are you doing?
Right. It's like Patsy can't go on the show, but you know who can? Pam.
Why? I don't know.
To say what Patsy wants to say, well, maybe what Patsy already prepared.
She speaks very matter-of-factly. Like, you can tell, like, she, like, kind of likes the pageantry of all. Because, again, she did do Miss America as well.
Yeah.
She tried out for that, and she also she won Miss West Virginia, just like Patsy.
Yep, and they're familiar with, words and things. They went to school. If Patsy can write a note on her Patsy's pad, then she can write on a pad a script for Pam to read. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was, I like to think that she didn't even know that she was doing it.
Well,
that she kind of brings down the guy from the choir, who also makes the weird.
He's like,
don't be so sure of that. Like that you weren't at the crime.
Did you
scene?
kill JonBenet, Mr. Man?
What are you saying, sir?
His tie looks like really.
It's like a color blocked mess.
It's color blocked. Yeah. That's exactly what I was gonna say, Don.
But let me just tell you something. It's not just what we discover and what we say. You have to remember, you just had a detective who made over 250 investigative reports. Steve Thomas resigned from this case in absolute disgust. Here's a man who put his career on the line, took up his badge, slammed it down, and said, that's it. I am sick of this district attorney. He is a witness for the defense. Okay?
Well, let me... yes, ma'am.
And it's important to note here that this is taking place around Labor Day of 1998. Steve Thomas has resigned just the month prior.
He did it in August on JonBenet's birthday.
I think this ended up being so damning because in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks' time, Lou Smith would resign as well.
Wow.
Which made the confusion, and he was working with the DA's office, so it added to the confusion where it's like the two investigators.
Oh my God! This was part of the damage control.
This exactly. This, like the way the media was at the time, caused them to do the whole publicity stunt with Lou Smith's going to quit, and then quietly rejoin months later. But
Look, I am a journalist, all right? I mean, the outcome, I would be just as happy to do a story saying, wow, Ramsey's completely innocent. I would love to do that story, okay? I would love to. What we feel, all of us, I think, are feeling about what you're saying is that you seem to resent the fact that people are asking questions about why a little girl is murdered and the parents will not just fully and freely come forward and answer any question anybody
James
wants to answer.
Stobie, you worked with this family. You are more convinced than ever, you say, of their involvement? Yes. Tell me why.
Part of it is a lot of the information that is coming out in the media, and also there are things that aren't happening. It's like they talk about another suspect and no one's been identified. And I think it's the silence on the part of the family, the lack of cooperation on the part of the family.
Well, we've heard that the suspect may be someone who was jealous. Now, Pam, tell me if I'm misspeaking. Jealous of...
Well, and again, you're looking at Jane Stobie, who at one point was an employee of the company, is no longer. I have never met the lady. I've never laid eyes on her. I do know that some of the things that she has second-handedly reported, such as naked photographs of JonBenet above her bed at the lake house, it is a falsehood. I have spent many a night in that house. I was there when the pictures of the Victorian umbrellas were hung above JonBenet's bed. And so there you have people. She even just admitted that she's relying on printed media and whatever's been out there to determine what is and isn't going on. When the fact of the matter is, there is a very short list of suspects. They are being looked at. The information and the evidence is being tied and neatly woven together, and all avenues are being, as the justice system would relegate, all avenues are being searched.
what a fucking nightmare!
Oh my God!
You can see she just sounds like a handful.
These paws are long-winded. I tell you what, they are like the beings of Miss Jean Braby.
And they do the fucking again. This is the thing that all the Ramseys do, and now we're seeing
Now we're seeing that Patsy's sister also has been trained by the same PR people who tell him to do, I haven't so-and-so, but I've been told.
Yeah, I haven't
And also
witnessed.
she keeps saying, I haven't laid eyes on this person. Like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, what does that got to do with anything? What's got to do with the price of beans in my backyard, lady? Yeah, I mean, no. And it's like, and honestly, to talk about what the one guy said, like, he's a journalist. Like, he would love to report any development of news, but it just so happens that the news goes this way. And you hear how the audience applauds.
Ready.
Yeah, like...
The audience is, like, rolling their eyes.
You have met Joe Waterloo, Mr. Bane.
Exactly, it's that same energy. Honestly, it's probably Patsy. It's not even Pam.
It probably
is.
It's Patsy acting like Pam. That's hilarious. It sounds so much like Patsy. I would not be surprised. Breaking news exclusive.
This might be actually Patsy.
This is Patsy Ramsey.
And people are turning, it seems, on the family. Some very important people who've been close supporters for many, many months, including Fleet White and Priscilla Brown White, where Patsy and John had dinner that Christmas Eve. He was with John Ramsey when the body was found. He wrote an open letter and said, the people of Colorado are entitled to be frustrated and angry with those public officials and other persons who have brought this case to its current status. We must be mindful, however, of the first cause of the investigation's failure, the refusal of John and Patsy Ramsey to cooperate fully and genuinely with those officially charged with the responsibility of investigating the death of their daughter. Pam, was this hurtful? This open letter of key people in the Ramsey camp turning, was that hurtful to Patsy and John?
First of all, let me say this. Fleet White, I have not laid eyes on since the day of JonBenet's funeral, December 31st, here in Atlanta. Have not laid eyes on the man, and I have been back in Boulder and Denver several times since then. So he has not bothered to contact me or my family. He certainly has a right to his own opinion. I have not read the letter that he has written. I have heard some people have said it's way out there, and other people have said right on, it substantiates the entire feeling of the state of Colorado.
So it's the thing where,
oh my God.
She's saying the same stuff again and again, talking about why she hasn't seen Fleet White. Like, I haven't laid eyes on him, and I haven't seen him since the funeral.
Who cares?
So what? And why is your
Who
opinion?
cares?
Yeah.
Like, why is it? Oh, if Pam sees you, then
that's whether or not like there's a veracity of truth to other moving parts of a story that's still developing and is unresolved. Shut up, Pam, you fucking bitch. Pam,
Just
because
it's not up your ass doesn't mean you're hiding something.
Or like, I have not read the letter. You know who else I heard that from? I heard that from Patsy and John. I didn't read the whole letter.
We haven't read this. We haven't seen the autopsy report.
I haven't seen the autopsy report.
We haven't seen the movie Ransom, but we've been told.
They never saw the police report before they did that interrogation.
Yeah,
after
we were coached. We got our homework done on the police report.
I'm like, that's ridiculous.
So it's like not taking responsibility, but saying something you should be taking responsibility for.
Oh,
it's just saying what people are saying. It's like Trump does it.
Right. Well,
it's like people always tell me that this is the
and then there's like, and some people say this and some people say that, and it makes it sound like they're even equanimous, and they're not.
Right.
They're different. They're like, and it's clear by the way the audience applauds. Nobody's applauding at the end of Pam's saying, defending her sister. Or honestly, it sounds like it might be Patsy Ramsey.
Right, and they look annoyed.
They sound so
like,
similar.
Okay, whatever.
I think there's a case to be made that could be Patsy Ramsey, honestly.
I think that might be. And that's the thing. Sometimes things like that would happen in live breaking developments like they're happening on our show, back on these TV shows. And the hosts were always chasing for that kind of moment.
Right.
But I gotta say, also that whole pattern of, they were jealous of us then. Like Fleet White, he was jealous. But all these people, they're not fucking jealous. They don't care. Like, right. But they think, the Ramseys think that people want to be them. Or maybe they're used to like making other people think that was the case too. Or, you know what I mean?
They're narcissists.
And it's like, but nobody wants to be the parents of a dead little girl unless they can maybe try to turn themselves into a Mel Gibson by way of a Morbid Tabernacle Choir. Go fuck yourselves.
Okay, let's keep going.
Geraldine Merritt, defense attorney, you say you're on the side of truth in this thing, but let's start with this comment, type of parents we are. I know the type of parent I think I would be, if anything happened to my kid, I know I would be all over the police. What can I tell you? Do you want to interview my dog? Do you want to put me under hypnosis? Do you want to analyze my footprints? Anything to get to the truth. And I think that's where we first began and where we're still stuck with this sentiment about the Ramseys.
Okay, sure. First of all, I'm not so sure. I wouldn't say I'm on the side of truth, although that would be nice. My client, if I have a client in this, is the presumption of innocence.
Love that.
I mean, my God.
My client is This is not the truth.
She said, sure. She said, yeah, sure.
We close the presumption.
Yeah, like quick correction from the very first thing.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh
I don't care about the truth.
Yeah. Well, she's a defense attorney. Her job is to defend the people, and she's also kind of saying to the audience, I think, like, hey, I don't actually think that they're innocent, but I'm just gonna do a job like I'm auditioning.
Level with you.
Yeah, like this is how a good defense attorney would act.
Careful.
Donna,
What I do
You
now?
started it.
you can't be bringing in cheese and then almost knocking the cheese over. I'm not eating floor cheese today. The doctor told me not to do it.
I don't know who killed this child.
Okay,
I don't think anyone else did either. Now, that being said, it is another one of the media myths that the Ramseys did not cooperate.
Okay, again, we've heard John say this before.
Always.
Media myth that they did not cooperate. And what she's going to do here is she's going to list off that they cooperated on the 26th, 27th, 28th. And again, these are things that John said, and it's not true. 26 is the day the daughter was missing.
But died. And
Right.
27th is when they went and visited the house. They only got to talk to John because Patsy was incapacitated by the goddamn pediatrician.
she was taking the drugs, the
had her
Quaaludes
drugs
that the pediatrician gave her.
and then the 28th, they had to provide DNA samples because the lawyers even told them they had to. Steve Thomas says it on the Larry King thing. Where it's like, John, you know they had to test.
And I give people DNA samples of hand spit all the time.
Donna?
I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry.
swear
My
to
elbow.
God.
You got
It was
one
my
fucking
elbow.
job.
I swear to
It was
God.
my elbow. I'm sorry.
But it's like, I give out DNA all the time, you know? It's not even that big of a thing.
No.
But it's the way they try to make it sound like, it made it sound like they were talking to the police for all this time, for all those days.
Yep.
But it's like, that's still not enough, and no, they weren't really.
And here she goes with that.
They were both interviewed on the 26th. One was interviewed on the 27th. They gave hair samples, saliva samples.
But
they
they
gave
also
blood
gave
samples.
conditions for those interviews.
No, wait a second. Not those original interviews. They did not. Their child was initially interviewed on that day. He was later interviewed by social services with the police watching through a one-way mirror and able to suggest questions. They gave consents to search all of their homes. Last month, or within the last 2 months, they were interviewed for over 40 hours by the district attorney's office on videotape with their lawyers present. There was not a single question they refused to answer. There was not a single topic they refused to discuss. Their child was also, again, interviewed. The reason they stopped cooperating early on was because, as the district attorney agreed, the police in this case rushed to judgment early on, would not look elsewhere, would only investigate the Ramseys. Once the police set their sights on the Ramseys, they naturally had lawyers who said, let's slow down here and see what's
She
going
is
on.
such a good bullshit artist.
She really is, yeah.
She's one of the best I've ever seen.
And I also like that she noted, they're like, no, they didn't make conditions for those interviews. Those are different interviews.
Different interviews, yeah,
The
right.
official ones they did with the
Right.
police had the conditions. Not the ones that took place at the very beginning that weren't really interviews at all, and we didn't really cooperate, but we're going to make it sound like for years and years that we did.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like...
Spin Master, again, she told us at the beginning, her client is not the truth.
You tell him, Bobby.
She doesn't give a shit.
She's just gotta smooth it out.
She's a defense. She's like, I'm defense. So this is like trial.
And frankly, the questions are too good. Where it's like, you know, when you think of like when Leeza was even going like, you know, what can I do? Can I donate my dog's spit? Can I do whatever she could do to help? To help Bobby. To help
Your mic's
to.
missing. There we go. To help. Sorry, Teddy. There you go.
Whatever she could do to help.
Right.
It was like, you know, that's most people's normal response. We've even talked about that.
If you had nothing to hide.
But at this point in time, it's been over almost 2 years since this little girl died, and these people have only talked to the cops a couple times, and you can tell that everybody in that audience doesn't believe the bullshit. And that's what's almost so heartbreaking when you see a lot of shit that gets produced these days, is that they don't go for the jugular like they used to in the 90s with these TV shows. And because, you know, they can do it after Britney Spears, but maybe you definitely should do it when you're going after people who are trying to get away with murder.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
And it's just different. It's just, and I wish we had more of it. You know? It's like, yeah, there were bad things. There was Rodney King, OJ, and... Donna, you want me to just shut up then?
I'm sorry.
Is this your way of just being passive aggressive? I told you she was so
I'm
fucking
sorry.
passive aggressive. Donna,
Sorry. I know. I'm sorry.
3 minutes, no talking.
Over 15 people that listened to that tape did not hear anything of Burke Ramsey on that tape. And we don't know if the tape exists, and we don't know what's on it. And I would be the last one to want to speculate as to what it means. I will say this. The words that are on there are also equally indicative of innocence, of showing Patsy Ramsey just absolutely saying, oh, my God, what now? What to do? She is frantic.
See, she is just spinning. And she's saying, hey, it's innocent. You know, anything that is on the phone call, you're going to hear it the way I hear it.
Well, I like how she says it's indicative of her innocence, as in, like, Because she called the police. Like,
Just because she called the police doesn't mean she didn't do it wrong.
She played a game of you say ransom first
Come
with the
on.
911 operator.
You know, with this 3-page letter that she also is saying that she hasn't read all of it. It's like, bitch, did you just like, you start like...
There's a note and my daughter's gone.
Let me go ahead and...
There's a note. Yeah, my daughter's gone.
Right.
There's a note.
SBTC victory.
What kind of note?
It's a ransom note.
A ransom note.
It's a ransom note.
That's like if I was trying to do a recipe for like a sun chicken, like maybe pesto.
Stop it with the fucking...
But then it was like, I stopped after step 1, like put chicken in the sun. And I didn't do anything else. I'm not going to make the pesto recipe. And it's like, how did Patsy Ramsey know all the ins and the outs that this was a ransom if she's not, didn't read all of it when she made that 911 call? But that's the thing. That because they had commercial blocks and they had multiple guests and they had all these things, the downside of a lot of 90s TV is that they couldn't spend an in-depth amount of time on all of the nuances and things. They had to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is still kind of glossed over in the way, compared to how we're doing it with our exhaustive one-of-a-kind investigation.
Yeah, we're doing a JonBenet 20-hour special.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Well, I mean, it's already been over 20
I mean, it's already been 20 hours.
All right.
Donna's periods are like 30 days. It's disgusting.
Hey,
You want to talk about Jell-O?
Teddy,
Why do you know? You talk about her. Talk about her. Our attached bathroom.
The fuck,
it's disgusting.
Teddy?
Sometimes
Why do you know this?
Don't even get me started.
Usually I have to go to the bathroom when she's in the bathroom, and she doesn't have time to flush it down. And then I have to see what's in there, and it's disgusting.
If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
Press play, Donna.
What do you do if it's red?
You let it mellow.
You put it in the freezer, and then she treats it like it's a placenta. It's disgusting.
If it's red, then it's dead.
She calls it
analyzed.
She calls it a watermelon granita. It's like shaved ice. It's disgusting.
All right,
it's shaved discharge.
No.
It's the shedding of a uterine walls.
Oh no.
It's disgusting.
42 hours of interviews, you do not know what the Ramseys told the police.
I
You
think-
are
I
relying
think our
upon
record-
leaks by police officers, many of whom have since been
as
fired
do
from
many
the
journalists and
investigation.
police investigators rely
Guess
on
what?
leaks, lady.
There's another book out, not surprisingly, JonBenet's Mother, The Tragedy and the Truth. It's written by Linda Edison McClean. She is a longtime friend of the Ramseys. She wrote this book. You've been listening, right?
Right.
What's your reaction to what you've heard so far and why you wrote this book?
Leeza, the reason that I wrote this book is exactly what's happening on your show right now. I hear audience members clapping when people say things about my friend that are not true, that they don't know. And I think what's wrong in America today is that we tend to take innocent people and attack them and destroy them. And we did it with, Richard Jewell in Atlanta. We've done it with other people. And we have got to stop, Leeza. We have got to stop using the media to destroy innocent people. And that's why we wrote this book, because here we are on the phone, because I don't want to come out there and sit on those shows. I'm nervous. I'm just a normal small-town person, and I wanted to write down what I knew about Patsy and all of these friends and family members who know how wonderful she is. We just wanted to say that. That's all this book's about.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ. And this is the book that we based the radio play off of. It talks about Patsy's history. Every single chapter ends with, and obviously you can see during her elementary school, she wasn't a killer. And then it's high school. Obviously, you can see there's nothing in this chapter to suggest that she become a killer.
Yeah, well, she wasn't covering up the death of any of our little girls that were like during high school. So clearly, the Patsy that I know would never do
never
that.
a murderer?
Well, I'm sure actually she and Linda are really close. I mean, I remember
or that's just Patsy with a different voice.
Yes.
Coach McClean, I'm going to use your voice.
Coach McClean.
Coach McClean, what are you doing? And I just think it's ridiculous. They talk about my friends like this.
Coach McClean's a scarecrow in a garage, and it's a terrifying moment when you realize that. You're like, oh my God.
Coach McClean's been dead for 70 years.
She's been dead for years. They've been filling her with straw.
Should I do Private Miss Jean Brody, Miss McClean?
It's
dead body.
Instead of Jeepers Creepers, it's Jumpers Dumpers. Yeah, it's disgusting. But I'm sure they're close. I do think that Patsy and Jean McClean, they talk all the time.
Probably,
and she's going to support her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The lady on the phone seems to think it's odd that, that they would just snap all of a sudden. I mean, people snap. I mean, look at the people that kill kids, just come into a school with a gun. I mean, they snapped.
Well, if there's a big family secret that they're keeping, like something like molestation, which I know Geraldine has never been proven, but if there's a secret like that, if Burke has a secret like that, if Patsy's holding that over John's head and John's holding the murder over Patsy's head, just going with what the speculation is.
I was just curious if you've asked Patsy who she thinks killed her daughter.
No, I haven't. I really haven't.
Why haven't you?
No one's asking the key question.
Her sister didn't ask her either. Why haven't you? If you're such a good friend, why didn't you ask her?
I think that probably the detectives and police and DA have asked her that. We don't talk about it because it is so painful. One time I said to her, sitting
I love that the audience is like basically booing her.
Oh my God.
And we realize it's the dynamic we've always talked about.
You've said it 1,000 times.
Talk. They don't talk about
They don't
shit.
talk. Yeah, we like no. You talk to it about with the medical examiner and the police. You just come here and rest your head on my bosom and eat this cucumber sandwich, baby. Don't ever be held culpable or responsible for anything. But I'm going to defend you 100% wholeheartedly, and I would never imagine someone taking advantage of that. I'm talking about Patsy Ramsey and Linda and McClean.
Oh, you saying she's eating cucumber sandwiches off
I
the
mean,
teeth?
she never
What are you
asked
talking
her.
about?
She's just giving her 100% like loyalty.
Exactly.
That's what I fucking mean.
And I love that they're booing it. That's what we've been saying.
I know, and it's so refreshing to see because in this day and age, in the age of Paula Woodward's and Joel Osteen's and JonBenet's, whatever the fuck her dad's name is, then there's things where it's like John is his name,
right?
Then it's like they always sanitize shit so that you could never get an audience booing in response to them. They would never put themselves in a room. They didn't even do it back then.
Right. Wait, Teddy, real quick. Is that lady dead?
Oh my God! Look at that lady in the green
right there.
She looks corpsey.
Oh my God.
She looks corpsey.
Her eyes are just black.
Now, fun fact: that was Lucille Ball, exhumed from the dead.
We represent a small foreign faction. What is JonBenet but a small foreign entity? We go down here with attaché, accent on the 7th letter. JonBenet's accent with the 7th letter, attaché and JonBenet. Just some interesting parallels. But the last night, notice here, if you stand back from the letter and you say, where is the chaos in this letter? Where do you see the writer showing you a moment of chaos? You would go right here to delivery. Now notice what else you see. You see a period totally out of place. I call that a psychotic period. This is telling us when...
A psychotic period?
Wow.
Donna, what the fuck is a psychotic
a pedophilic
period?
comma.
Oh my God! Is that what happens when you save your period discharge?
Oh, no,
psychotic
no, stop.
period?
All right.
I mean, I'm not the one doing it. I'm the one just observing it.
Over here, we will monitor you getting the money early. Somebody being monitored early. That's what scanning was about.
That is odd terminology, monitor you getting the money early.
It is.
Geraldine, of course, thinks that this is all bogus.
Of course.
Well, you know, I think this book belongs on the fiction shelves, not the nonfiction shelves. But also, these same words have to do with, you know, you're talking about electronic monitoring, scanning. How about somebody in prison? How about somebody that is used to electronic gates and wearing electronic monitoring bracelets?
Mike,
and how many people have cancer? Only Patsy Ramsey?
Of anything, but let me just point out something that has always intrigued me. Up there it says, we represent a small foreign faction. Later on in the letter, perhaps you could point it out, sir, it says, use your good Southern common sense. That is a phrase that Patsy Ramsey, according to friends that we spoke to, used over and over again. Abu bin Abi of the Islamic Jihad does not use language like that.
It's true.
And
they wouldn't call themselves a small foreign faction either.
No, like Brett Ramsey would be. I call him a small foreign faction. God damn it, Donna.
Stop it.
That shit is so annoying.
We found him with 3 witnesses at a porn shop in Denver. 3
Not
weeks
true. The
after
District
the
Attorney of Boulder has filed a motion to unseal a search warrant affidavit saying they have found 0 evidence of John Ramsey's link to pornography.
And Linda
for that reason, he
Hoffman-Pugh, the
wanted it
housekeeper, on the
unsealed.
record, said that Patsy had told her over and over again that she did not enjoy sex, asked her if she could find books that would help her in this. There were things going on in that house that their examination.
Wow, she was ready for that one.
Oh my God.
She was ready for that one.
I mean, like,
they were like, wait, remember when they bring up the porn shop? It's like,
this was in a time when porn was very much more taboo than it is today. Like, it doesn't mean anything for me to be at Walmart watching like goblin porn.
it just looks bad at a time when you're accused of sexualizing your daughter in these pageants.
Absolutely.
So it's like, hey, John, maybe just stay away from the porn shops just for a couple of years. You know?
Yeah, like, John, can you just please like keep your sour dick in your pants for once, because we're trying to clean like your hands of this little bikini little girl.
This is before the internet became like really
Yeah.
But he's
back
like,
before the internet, pedophiles had to go to beauty pageants.
so you know he likes black chick stuff too, then, because it's Atlanta. He's going to these porn shops.
Yeah, he said the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Nope.
Just to everyone in general, I don't care how long you know someone, 25, 30 years. I don't care how many books have been written, and it seems like most people are capitalizing on this poor child's death. I don't see any any love between those two people. Every segment that I've seen on TV, they're not hugging each other. They're not consoling each other. No one's crying. It seems like there's no love in this family and that it's falling apart. And as far as that letter is concerned, to me, it makes no sense that a person that wants money wouldn't ask for such a small amount, and they wouldn't write such a long letter. None of this makes any sense to me.
Let me go first to Linda about the affection question. You know, we've applied a lot of our need to see the Ramseys in a certain way. We want them to grieve a particular way. We want them to be affectionate in a way that makes us feel like they're not guilty. Now, none of that is really our right. But it is sort of the public opinion that we haven't seen that. What have you seen about your friends with affection?
Well, they are affectionate, Lisa. I have seen Patsy cry and sob. We have sobbed together because we've both lost people. Whether they do it publicly or not, I don't know, but I know they do it in private. They're real people, they're good people, and I don't know how else to say it. You know, obviously everybody there has made up their mind, and all I can tell you is I know the truth. I pray that someday you will too.
That is not true. What we are asking for, if it was me, if it was Leeza, or if it was you, lady, we would have been indicted by now. At least an indictment, and let's examine the evidence.
First of all, because the police and the district attorney have both come out and said there is insufficient evidence with which to charge anyone with a crime.
But if there's a grand jury, Marilyn, doesn't that indicate that something's moving and grooving?
No. The reason that there is, first of all, in Colorado, grand juries are used for investigatory purposes, not necessarily to charge. If there are witnesses who refuse to come forward voluntarily, a grand jury can subpoena them and compel them to testify. For example, Fleet White is one of the people who was going to receive a subpoena or received one because he has refused to be interviewed by the district attorney's office. There are other people like that. That is the reason to have a grand jury, but it does not mean that anyone will ever be charged.
Once she's really telling you the truth, this could be a total whitewash. Believe me.
Gotta go, right back.
Gotta go. And it's, I mean, the grand jury thing, it's true though. It's like, I mean, how she was talking about it sets it up. And normally
it was a whitewash.
And normally though, it's supposed to be a thing where the defense is not presented at all. The defense does not present their case, okay? And so John, I just watched a documentary with him called Suburban Nightmares with it's the killing of JonBenet. It's on Tubi. Or Shudder. Yeah, Tubi. Yeah, it's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi too.
Yeah. And John in there basically, since it's now 2022, completely whitewashes the whole 13-year period where we thought that the grand jury indicted them. And instead, it says the incident like it happens, but explains that in a grand jury, we're not able to present a defense, you know? So they were misguided and, you know, saying they wanted to indict. But that's not true because Lou Smith lobbied to be able to present his intruder theory presentation to the grand jury. And so they presented it.
And Lou Smith got to present his.
And they still got fucking indicted.
See, and then Alex Hunter decided not to follow the instruction, and it's just like ridiculous because it was a whitewash ultimately. And when you control the levers of power in that sense, and then when your PR firm, because don't the Ramseys have something like we were told?
That's it. Keep on saying.
We were told that the Ramseys have like 8 lawyers and 3 PR people and all this stuff. This is what they were able to do back then, and then I'm sure that like all their resources, it grew even more robust as years went on. And now you can't even get a live audience around John Ramsey unless those people are already sucking his sour cock.
Right?
I can't stand it.
But, you know, now at least it's a good look back at a time capsule where it's like they had to be on their toes. But again, I would feel bad for them had they been not the ones to first go to the media.
Well, they went to the media to try to capture public opinion, and then they tried to lambast the media or other people trying to leak information like they were leaking information, but it was information they didn't want out, when they realized that public opinion wasn't in their favor. Yeah. And that's why they do everything they can. Like John, as an engineer, he says, if I try to make it so that, you know, whatever happens, like how does he say it? He's like that. He's
an engineering mind. It has to make sense.
It has to make sense.
But also Patsy, I think it's a thing where she just can't handle a bad review.
You know, in a day and age where people can watch Marvel movies and they go, oh, here's an Easter egg from Iron Man, here's an Easter egg from Ant-Man. There are Easter eggs of the John Ramsey and Patsy Ramsey alibi, all and everything they put out. And it's the things that they don't authorize or they sue over that has information that they're trying to hide because they don't like it when people boo at them. Because they never like that, especially Patsy. And 90s television was the last chance we had of a story like this, of this kind of corruption, even getting to have a moment in the limelight like this.
Right before the grand jury. And then they were silenced by that grand jury, no indictment.
No indictment.
And so the media was like, all right, well, I guess we'll stop. But no, it turns out way later, you got to wait for it a little bit, but not any longer. So.
And now if you ever see any sort of like modern day things, like they were on Tamron Hall a couple years ago. Tamron Hall, she was a former host of the Today Show. She's the poor person's Robin Givens. I'm sorry, Robin Roberts. Anywho, she, both black ladies, Robin.
Thank you.
Bobby.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm aware.
But she's got a show, and I mean, I'll show it to you someday. I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
Where it's got John Ramsey, it's got John Andrew
more
Ramsey.
present day,
and
but
it's
yeah.
a big old it's a big fluff piece.
Teddy really hates Tamron Hall. He keeps bringing up wanting to do the Tamron Hall thing. So he really just wants to shit all over Tamron Hall.
Well, if she was doing a better job as a journalist, I wouldn't want to shit on her.
All right, well, we'll do a Tamron Hall one coming up, but next week we'll be back. We got another new good one for you. Maybe another theory one. Maybe it's Patsy. Maybe it's not.
I mean, it should be. We owe it to our fans.
We do. So next week we'll be doing.
That's
Patsy.
what we're gonna do.
We'll be doing Patsy's episode.
This was a fun little discourse. Try to have
evidence.
some Christmas toast. That was a failure, but I had a good time nonetheless.
Yeah, Donna, did you have a good time? You all right?
Yeah.
Did you like the 90s television,
Okay, I'm
Donna?
sorry.
You haven't said much on this entire episode.
I loved 90s television.
Oh, that's good.
Has Teddy been beating you?
No.
She doesn't. No, she's not speaking Morse code with the blinks. She's not. Don't look at her.
All right. Well, another great episode in the can. We'll be back next week. Yeah. Be on the lookout. All right.
We're gonna do some things. All right. Well, goodbye, everybody. I'm gonna eat some cheese.
All right. Well, hey, I'm Bobby Pavlovsky.
I'm Tony.
And this is
JonBenet today.